The 10 News Weather Authority, always watching and tracking for you from the JES Weather Center.
Good morning, everyone. Here's a look at the overall setup at the mid-levels. We are currently dealing with two areas of low pressure across the United States. The first one is out in the northeast. The second one is over top of parts of the Rockies right now. Now, this first one is going to be impacting us all day long. As you see, it's cyclonic flow bringing in cold air from the north. That is continuing to bring in some of that cold air as well as gusty winds. It's going to continue through all of our Wednesday, even into parts of Thursday and Friday. But you start to notice a little bit of ridge starting to build in as we've got an area of high pressure building in over the top of the Gulf of Mexico. So that will be influencing our weather pattern come tomorrow and into Friday, bringing us slightly warmer temperatures for closing out the rest of the work week. Now, wind gusts out there this morning are pretty brutal. We've seen gusts as high as 38 miles per hour this morning. We're currently dealing with a 32 mile per hour gust in Floyd, 16 for Stewart. Alta Vista is dealing with 15 mile an hour winds. Blacksburg 10, same for Lexington. Hot Springs at 24 and Wytheville at 21. When we factor in some of that cold air that is funneling into the region from up north and some of those winds, we get our wind chill value. So we're feeling like -9 in Hot Springs, feeling now like 4 degrees in Roanoke. So getting closer to that 0 degree mark across parts of the Roanoke Valley. Botetourt is likely feeling close to about 5 to 6 degrees at this time. Hillsville -1, Independence 5, Stewart 15, Lynchburg 14, and Covington at 9. We're continuing to deal with cold weather advisories that are in place until 10 a.m. this morning. These are in place because we're experiencing temperatures between about -10 and 10 degrees. Eventually, once we get to 10 a.m., we'll feature lots of sunshine, as you see here in your out the door morning forecast, and that will provide a little bit of warmth out there. Also, winds will gradually start to die off as we progress throughout the day. Don't get me wrong, they're still going to be noticeable, still prevalent out there, but they're not going to be close to 30 to 35 miles per hour. They're going to be closer to maybe 20 to 25 miles per hour throughout the day. So as you head out the door, bundle up, because future wind chill indicates that we are only going to be feeling about as warm as maybe 25 to 27 degrees here in the Roanoke Valley. Parts of south side feeling closer to 30 by the middle of the afternoon. Then once the sun sets, we are back down to the single digits across the Highlands and parts of the NRV. We're continuing to track the cold, all right? We've got that area of low pressure to our north and east, so the next 3 days are going to be colder than normal. But again, thanks to that area of high pressure that starts to build in down to the Gulf of Mexico at mid-levels and then closer to the surface, a little bit more north towards St. Louis and Chicago, let's say, we're going to be dealing with slightly warmer temperatures through the back half of the week. Then, once we get into the weekend, Futurecast is showing that we're going to be dealing with another cold front that moves through. This could be bringing a couple of snowflakes, maybe a couple of snow flurries from time to time, maybe even a couple of snow showers for parts of the west-facing slopes. But I would say about 75 to 80% of the time, we're only going to be seeing rain, just because the profile in terms of temperature is going to be too warm. We're dealing with temperatures near 40 degrees at this surface come this weekend. Now, the jet stream starts to dive down way, way, way south. We see that area of high pressure that starts to retreat down to the south. Then we've got some really cold air that is going to be building in. This is the polar vortex that starts to encompass the majority of the northern tier of the United States. So the temperature outlook going into next week looks really, really cold. This is about as dark blue as we can get. So temperatures are going to be well below average come next week. We're talking about 25 for your forecast high on Tuesday for the Roanoke Valley, with overnight lows in the teens that potentially could get into the single digits. Same can be said about Southside. Notice this weekend brings about a 70 to 40% chance of rain.